Hey friends, welcome back to Jenny Food and My Kitchen. Well, I've got some good news for you. Starting today and for the next several Mondays, I'm going to be bringing you some recipes that are perfect for potlucks and parties. Because I don't know about where you're at, but where I'm at, when the weather changes, we look for reasons to get together and get outside, and it always involves food. It starts with Mother's Day, and then there's Memorial Day, graduation open houses, Father's Day, 4th of July, beach days, festivals, birthdays. I mean, heck, if there's a reason to celebrate, we're doing it. You know what I'm saying? The weather lasts for only so long. So I'm going to be sharing with you some salads, some sides, some desserts, and even some drink recipes that you can take for every occasion. Now, our first recipe that I'm starting with is also going to tick that Mother's Day box. I thought today I would share with you my mom's best recipe. It is by far the best thing she makes, and that's her macaroni and tuna fish salad. So let's do this. All right, friends, like I said, this first recipe for the potluck and party series is my mom's macaroni and tuna fish salad, and I promise you, you have never had better. We're going to gather this weekend, my family and I, and celebrate my mom and, of course, me and my daughter because we're all moms. But it seems like every year on Mother's Day, we get together and it's hot dogs and hamburgers because it's easy on the women. You know what I'm saying? The men cook at the grill. And we make the sides. My mom always makes this, but this year I thought I would do something different and I would honor her by bringing this and sharing this recipe with you. So let's get started. We're starting off with 1 pound of elbow macaroni that I've gone ahead and cooked and cooled and set aside in this bowl. And then to that, we're going to add 2 cans of tuna fish that I've gone ahead and drained and flaked. Now this is the white albacore tuna, but you could definitely use the regular tuna. Actually, I think the regular tuna is a little better in this recipe, but this is what I have. I have a ton of the white tuna on hand, so that's what I'm using today. Now, to that, we're gonna add some green pepper, some red onion. We're gonna grate some carrot into that, and then we're gonna add some olives, and then we're gonna go in with our dressing, which is avocado oil mayonnaise, a little bit of mustard. We're gonna save some of that olive juice. And then to top it off, I'm gonna grate some cheese, and that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get started by adding that tuna fish right into that macaroni. And again, that was 2 cans of tuna. And then I will start by adding our green pepper. Now, I know that I need 3/4 cup chopped green pepper. So we'll start with this and we'll see if that is 3/4 cup. My mom has always made this, and so up until like recently, I have not ever had a written down recipe. I think I've made this only a few other times for parties that I was going to, maybe church parties or something where I really wanted to make this, and she was not going to be there. So, but other than that, she has made this like for years. I remember this being, again, in that large yellow Tupperware bowl with the lid. My mom would make this. As a kid, she would take it to different parties and events that we had. I mean, if you know anything about Michigan, up north Michigan has a lot of lakes. I mean, Michigan in general has a lot of lakes, but I grew up in the summertime. My parents have had a cottage on a lake in Michigan, northern Michigan, and that's where I spent most of my summers, which meant on the weekends, my parents would often grill out, hamburgers, hot dogs. And so my mom, I just remember this being served a lot in the summer when I was a kid. And it is one of my favorite recipes that she makes. I mean, my mom is a good cook. She can follow a recipe, but I don't think that she necessarily enjoys being in the kitchen as much as I do. So my dad's a fabulous cook. He does a lot of our holiday meals. And my mom and dad are still together. I'm in my 50s and they're in their 80s, and they are both doing well and just take really good care of each other, which I'm so thankful for. It's nice to be able to still gather with your parents for holidays and events. And I have grandkids, so they are actually great-grandparents. So my mom goes by Gigi, so we're going to celebrate Gigi this weekend. All right, let's see. Does that look like 3/4 cup? I think that's about going to be perfect. And you can add, you know, as always, when I'm showing these salad recipes in particular, I mean, if there's an ingredient that you really love that you want to add a little more, you can always add a little more. If you really don't love it, you can add less or keep it out or swap it for something else. So to our bowl, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add that 3/4 cup of green pepper. And then we're going to do our red onion. I know the few times that I've taken this, or things that people, this is just one of those things that people have always loved when my mom brings this recipe. And I just remember, being at family events, like when my grandparents were alive. I remember this being at different cookouts and family things that we would have. My mom would, so my mom's been making this for a long time. I don't even know where she got the recipe, but this is the way she's done it as far as I can remember. All right. So far, so good. It's strong, but it's not super strong. All right, let's see if that is 3/4 cup. And that looks pretty close. I don't think I need to go in with more. Whew, there it is. Gets me every time. I must be getting really sensitive to onions. This has never happened to me except for in the last couple months. All right, now I am going to drain off these olives, but I'm going to save the juice for the dressing. All right, we're going to go in with 3/4 cup to a cup of, and these are salad olives. So you buy these in the store in the jar already chopped. I mean, you can, if you want to, you can chop them a little finer. I kind of like them exactly how they come. And really, I think we're going to go in with a cup because I don't know what it is about olives and tuna that is so good together, but it's like a salty briny against that fish, and it is just awesome. So we'll add in our 1 cup of olives, and I left the lid over there. All right, and then I've got the juice, and we're going to use that in a minute. We'll go ahead and we'll grate this carrot. I'll start with half for now. And I know this, it seems like it's such a strange, green pepper, onion, olives, and carrot with tuna fish, but I'm telling you, I promise you, this salad is so good. Sometimes I will make a macaroni and cheese salad that's more like cheese and onions and dill pickles and stuff like that. All right, let's see how far that gets us. We might need another carrot. I'm going to do another 3/4 cup. I guess if it's a little less than that, it's okay, but I do like to measure. All right, that's going to be all we get out of that. And I think that's going to be close. Let's see. Get all that off there. Gather that up. Maybe use our knife. Oh yeah, that's enough. All right, so that is all we're gonna mix into the salad, just like that. I mean, the salad's kind of done. Now we've got to make the dressing and put the cheese on top. So I will go ahead and I'll give this salad a toss. We'll get all those ingredients. I mean, already you can kind of see we've added 3/4 cup, 3/4 cup. So that's a cup and a half plus another cup of olives. That's a cup plus another 3/4 cup. So, I mean, you're adding quite a few ingredients. I mean, that gets, it grows. Oh, and this is like perfect. All right. So that is what our salad looks like before we add in the dressing. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make this dressing right in the bowl that we had our tuna fish in. So I'm going to use 2 cups of avocado oil mayonnaise, and this is the Primal Kitchen brand. I like either the Primal Kitchen or the Chosen Foods. Those are the ones I like, and I think we've talked about that before, but you always have to read the label when it says avocado oil mayonnaise, because there's a couple brands, and I won't name names, but they have they also have canola oil in them, which kind of defeats the purpose. Like, if you're trying to get away from seed oils, yeah, you don't want a mayonnaise that has canola oil in it, because that is a seed oil. All right. Looks like we're going to have to open this other one. It's funny, people ask me, you know, did you get your cooking from your mom? And I would say, like I said, my mom knows how to follow a recipe really well. I mean, what she does make, but they tend to eat, her and my dad tend to eat pretty similarly most of the time. I like to try new things all the time. I get really bored easy with food. So I'm always looking for new recipes. Even when I really crave something bad, like maybe a buffalo salad or, you know, like goulash or some sort of soup, I'll eat and eat for a couple days. I'll make it and then I move on to something new. Like, I just don't, I can't eat the same things for dinner every week. Like, that's like torture to me, to have to eat the same things all the time. That is not who I am at all. So, all right, there is 2 cups of avocado oil mayonnaise in there. Now, to that mayonnaise, I'm going to go ahead and add 3 tablespoons of yellow mustard. Now, you could technically probably use Dijon, but I wouldn't use like a honey mustard or like any kind of special flavored mustard. Really, I think plain old good old French's yellow mustard works best. All right, so there's 3 tablespoons of mustard, and then we're going to try and get 6 tablespoons of this olive juice. There's an olive in there. Okay, 2, 3, 4. Well, there's another olive. 5 and 6. Well, there's a little extra. I'm just going to dump it all in. So that might be 7 tablespoons of olive juice. But that really is the secret ingredient in this recipe, is the olive juice. Whoops. I probably should have got a bigger bowl. Let's just kind of, whoops. I think I'm going to get a bigger bowl. All right, I've gotten the bigger bowl. Let's try this again. Oh, that's much better. Now I can actually mix it. All right, we're going to mix all of that together. 2 cups mayonnaise, 3 tablespoons mustard, and 6 to 7 tablespoons of olive juice right out of the jar. All right, so let's add that right into our salad. I love the smell of this salad. It reminds me of my mom. You know, it's good to have those recipes. I love the fact that I've been reading some of your comments, and some of your comments say, you know, that recipe reminds me of my mom, or someone in my family, and I love that because that's the good thing about food. You know, food brings us together and food reminds us of good times, and often we share good times with food. Food is a powerful thing. I mean, it smells so good. Now, this kind of might look like that's a lot of dressing. Some of this is going to soak into that macaroni overnight because you really do, if you can, you want to let this sit overnight. Like I always tell my husband, we want that wedding to happen in the fridge. You know, we want everything to marry. All right. So just like that, our salad is come together. I'm actually going to leave that. Now, the last thing we're going to do is we are going to put some grated cheese right on top of this. I'm not going to mix it in today because I'm not serving this today. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it on top. And then tomorrow, when I come back and check the dressing, I will mix the cheese into it and I'll make up more dressing if I need to. But for the cheese, I like to use the smaller holes on the grater. I like the cheese to be kind of grated fine. I don't like big chunks of cheese. It gives really good flavor, and it's like a necessary ingredient. But I like it to be kind of like a background ingredient. You know what I'm saying? So, and we want, whoops, I'm crumbling here. Let's see, we just want that to go all over the top. That's a little more than a cup. Yeah, that's perfect. All right, we're good. I'll clean that up. So let me set all of this off to the side and then we'll give this a taste and we'll see if it needs salt and pepper. I'll probably do that tomorrow, but we'll see. All right, I'm about to cover this for till tomorrow, but I'm gonna give it a taste and see if we need salt and pepper. That is so good. Oh my gosh. That's perfect. A little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. I'll add that in tomorrow right before I take it. So I'll see you tomorrow. All right. It is the next day and we are just home from church. I'm going to go ahead and change my clothes and get ready to go to my mom's. But first, I'm going to finish this salad. I know I've gone ahead and mixed in that cheese as well as added just a little bit extra mayonnaise. I did not add any more olive juice or mustard, but I mean, I just added a very little bit of mayonnaise to that just to make it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put in just a little bit of salt a couple times around. That's probably good. Your olives are kind of briny and salty, so you don't need a ton of salt with this. And then we'll add in just a little bit of pepper. A couple shakes around the bowl. Mix that. And then my favorite part, right? We'll just put that into a pretty bowl to take for our family gathering. All right. And just like that, our macaroni and tuna fish salad is done. I hope you love it because it is so good. Happy Mother's Day, belated, to all you moms out there and grandmas. And if you like this recipe, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And the recipe will be in the description box below, so you can make this for your family. Make this and take this to your next event. We'll see you next time.